Celebrated actress and hands-on mother,
I'm quite particular about diet in terms of being whole plant-based.
she's also turned entrepreneur and launched Imagine Meats.
We eat well for 80% and then 20% we don't really, break our heads.
NewsX India A-list proudly recognizes Genelia Deshmukh for excellence in acting and business.
Hello and welcome. I'm Pratap Singh. You're joining us on this special interview as part of our NewsX A-list series. We're in conversation today with well-known actor Genelia Deshmukh. Genelia, welcome to NewsX. Thank you so much for being with us.
Thank you so much, Uday. Thank you.
Let me begin by just talking to you, of course, about health firstly, because what we're seeing, of course, around the country is this pandemic, but also now with the monsoons, flu season is here. And a lot of people are, falling ill. What's your routine normally, during monsoons? Because of course you're a mother too. So what's the routine that you normally adopt for the family to keep yourself safe?
So I think, there are certain things that you just pass on for generations. And that's something that I, as a mom, have also done, like taken it from my grandmother or my mother or my mother-in-law and followed it for my kids. So while you use like ajwain and mint and, eucalyptus and camphor and all the general things that we like. I remember when my kids were little babies, we used to put it in a potli, the ajwain shake and all of that. So pretty much all of this. I'm quite particular about diet in terms of being whole plant-based, because I'm plant-based. I follow a plant-based diet. So we don't eat milk, we don't have dairy, we don't have meat. So my kids also plant-based. So on the whole, we follow a 80-20% rule wherein we eat well for 80% and then 20% we don't really, break our heads much. But I think that helps the whole. I'm also a big follower of steam inhalations because I feel that it just gives you so much of relief from colds and cough. So I think one of the things of the pandemic, which I've learned, I would do it only when I got the cold and cough. I would do patients. But today it has come about wherein it's become part of our routine, where we do it once we do it once a day for sure. On the days that we're not good, we'll do it once in the morning, once in the evening. And that's a routine. And I think that's something that we've taken off, which is correct from all the negativity that's around.
True. But that's a good point you're making. Don't just do it when you get a cold and cough, because a lot of people were doing it in the pandemic. When the first wave was peaking, the second wave was peaking, then they used to take to steam. But what you're saying, Genelia, is that use Vicks, use steam inhalation as as a daily routine, as a weekly routine. Don't just wait to fall sick.
About Vicks is what you do individually. Like I give my kids nilgiri bath. Like I put eucalyptus in their oil and their water when I'm giving them a bath. Of course, not on the eyes because it'll burn it, but burn them. That's what I do. But the good part about the Vicks vapor rub is that it's all there, right? So your relief is almost instant, because all you're doing is putting it in lukewarm water, not really boiling water, but it is in itself the goodness of Ayurveda or the goodness of what your mom told you put together, which gives you relief. I think when you have a virus, most people have antibiotics and stuff like that, and that's not going to help because the virus is going to take its time to get off your system. All right. But what you need is relief. And I think that's what Vicks Vapor Rub does. It gives you that relief that you need at that point in time from your cold and your cough. And that really helps.
Right, Genelia. So that's, of course, a great, tip that, in fact, you've given us to use Vicks Vapor Rub, and, of course, also make, steam inhalation a part of our weekly routine. But do you believe, in the last year and a half, people have finally started taking care of, one's health? Because, we used to see health, fitness, these were things that people often ignored. People used to prioritize work, traveling, partying, and certain other things. Health used to always be put on the back seat. But do you believe that, living through this pandemic, seeing what's happened around us, finally people are taking care of one's health?
I hope so, because it's the biggest investment in yourself, right? Like I'm someone who, like me and Ritesh, both as a family, we've grown out of it. Of course, we have had those phases where, clothes made the most amount of sense to us, or shoes made the most, but we've gone into a zone where we eat organic, we eat, food from literally from the farm, from farm to table. We are plant-based, so we eat food that is literally made in our kitchen. Nothing really that has animal protein, which I'm a believer that all these things. Sorry about that. All these things. All these things do cause your immunity to go 5 steps lower. And that was also one of the things that we did in the pandemic. So when we went plant-based, we were, hardcore non-vegetarian eaters, to totally off milk and eggs and all of that. It was for your immunity boost. And I think knowledge on that is growing. There's so much, though people want to be, want to be healthy, sometimes they just do wrong things, because there's so much things out there saying that do this, do that, do this. You need to trust your gut and trust yourself. But I have seen a change. I have seen people, at least doing their regular walks, doing their meditations. I've seen people, and I hope that people are eating a lot more in the house rather than being out there. Yeah.
True. And of course, it's not that now you're doing this for your family, but you're sharing it with the country as well, because you've recently launched Imagine Meats, which of course is your plant-based product. So just quickly tell us about that, because we heard Ritesh talk about it on the Big Boss House with Salman Khan, and now of course you've launched it. Shah Rukh Khan has launched it. I saw that on social media. So tell us a bit about it.
Yes. So Imagine Meats was literally a pandemic baby. We started thinking about it 3 years ago, but when we were during the pandemic and everything shut, we said, why not make it a reality? And it is literally food made out of plants, with no preservatives, no MSG, no colored artificial flavors put into it. So it's literally food made of it. And you can have everything from, your biryanis to your tikkas, to your sheikh kebabs, to your nuggets for your children. Generally, sausages and nuggets and all are always the leftover meat. This is pure protein, and our protein matches the protein of anything that is non-vegetarian. So yeah, the brand, it was something that we strongly believed in, and that we wanted to give the exact, because I'm a very happy vegetarian, but Ritesh missed his meat. I'm very, for me, it was, animal cruelty, and it was about just making my step towards a sustainable planet, which I want my kids, But Ritesh missed his meat at various occasions, and he wanted to have the taste without having the meat. So it started literally in our house with our kids, with us. Literally there, wherein our kids wanted to eat nuggets, and we were like, yeah, have it at home. This can be cooked in your oil. This can be cooked in 5 minutes. You want a biryani, have it at home. So that's what we did. So we have a portfolio of 12 products, and we hope that it's a small step into a more sustainable planet.
Fantastic. Yeah, a more sustainable, a healthier planet. Kudos to you. You're now, in fact, I should have introduced you actor and entrepreneur now as well, after, of course, this decision of yours. Fantastic. Well, wishing you all the best for that. But final question to you, final 2 questions, in fact. One very quickly on lockdown lesson. One, of course, eat healthy, be healthy. That's, of course, what you told us. But any other lockdown lessons that you picked up through the last year and a half?
Quality time. I think quality time as a family, with your friends, with, people who matter. I mean, we're so caught up in a zillion things that we don't realize that our heart is in our houses. And we keep searching. We're in this mad race. I think at some level, the pandemic made us stop, think. Of course, the pandemic had loads of negativities. We lost lives. We broke as people, but there were few of us who also, like my children they enjoy nature. So whenever there wasn't a lockdown, or even during the lockdown, we went to the village and they lived literally the village life there. So, I mean, personally for me, I think just enjoying those moments with your family, which I wouldn't have seen Ritesh so often at home if it wasn't for, because he's always so busy. And yes, immunity can't be built in one day. Immunity takes a long time. So do it as a, like I said, it's an 80-20 rule and you're sorted.
Yes, exactly. Okay, and finally, Genelia, thank you. You've of course covered so many aspects as an entrepreneur, also of course as a health ambassador for Vicks and for our viewers too today. But finally, a question for you as an actor. Are you excited? Is there something coming soon? We're learning there's a project which you're looking at. So can you tell us something about it?
Yeah, so I've been looking at quite a few projects. I think I'm at a stage where I'm excited to be back, but I'll be back when I feel it's, absolutely right. One of the things that's on my mind is I've been part of so many industries, but not the Marathi industry. So I hope to have that as my, bucket list. I'm really looking forward to doing a film in Marathi. It's one of the languages that I haven't done and I'd like to do. Back with OTT and with so much of work for different age groups. I'd like to do that kind. Like I keep seeing international stuff where they have films about mums and children and working ladies and stuff like that, versus it just being the genre that I was associated. So the kind of work I am getting is a lot on those lines, and I hope a matter of time that I'm back on big screen, because I missed it. So yeah.
Well, we enjoy seeing you on your brief appearances on the small screen, and I'm sure your fans would love to see you on the big screen as well. So we're waiting for that. But for now, congratulations on your new venture, Imagine Meets. All the best for it, and thank you so much for giving us these health tips today on NewsX.
Thank you so much. Thank you.
For more such videos, subscribe to the NewsX YouTube channel, hit the bell icon.